And now it is time for our main event of the evening. Kendrick Latchman taking on Sharky Slyter here at Shamrock FC 272. Let's kick it up to the cage to Stephen Bear to get us going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. Let's bring out Sharkey Slider.
Sharky Slider makes his way to the cage tonight. He comes to us by way of Kansas City, Kansas, and trains at the very tough American Top Team HD. He is coming off a big win and feels that his wrestling prowess. Now, Sharky Slider has literally wrestled all the way through high school. He has trained with the Olympic team. He lived for a while at the Olympic Training Center. He says that that's what it's got. But now my boys at American Top Team, they're bringing me through it, and now I'm ready.
Slider wants to use that wrestling base along with all the MMA he's learned to get the victory tonight. He wants Latchman on his back where he can be least effective.
Now, this is the first time that Sharky Slider has went down to 125 pounds. He missed by 2 pounds, but he says that 125 is still where I need to be.
Yeah, that's just something he's gonna have to get used to his diet, get that on point, get used to the cut. That can all be fixed in the future.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Kendrick Latchman.
Kendrick Latchman is making his way to the cage tonight. Now, he is coming off a controversial loss to Kevin Gray. He said that I had a full camp and I worked to fill the holes after that last outing, and something I will not do tonight is try to let this fight go to the judges.
I personally scored that last fight for Latchman. I thought he beat Gray. The judges saw it the other way. It was a close fight.
As we get ready here for our tale of the tape, Kendrick Latchman, 23 years old, 5'8", 123.6 pounds out of Kansas City, Missouri. Sharky Slider, 25 years old, 5'8". As I said, he missed weight by a bit, 128.3 out of Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah, you know, at this weight, the 125-pound weight class, 5 pounds is a big difference, especially with the wrestler, Sharky Slider. If he gets on top, that could be trouble for Latchman.
Now, Kendrick Latchman is one of those people who have speed for days. He is extremely athletic, and he said if I can neutralize the wrestling, he doesn't have a prayer to me tonight. So let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Bear to kick off our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed that September 23rd, the main event will be right here with Vicious Bobby Volker. You can get your tickets tonight, and Vicious Bobby Volker will be the main event in September. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighs in at 128.3 pounds. He is fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas. Give it up for Sharky Slyter. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the ring. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighs in at 123.6 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, Kendrick Latchman.
All right, fellas, gave you instructions in the dress room. You got any questions, sir? You got any questions? Touch them up right here. God bless you. Come out.
Kevin, this one has been talked about for quite some time, and here we go. Both fighters extremely athletic. Let's see how well Kendrick Latchman can handle the wrestling prowess of Sharky Slider.
You know, last fight, Kendrick Latchman fought a pretty good wrestler in Kevin Gray, so he should be used to it.
Latchman is so fast.
Very fast and very smooth with his strikes and his movement.
Sharkey coming in, throwing the leg kicks here. Nice front kick coming through. Yeah, big hands, nice shot there though.
Sharkey came in kind of wild. Latchman got just out of range and landed a nice counter strike.
That is not a game that Sharkey Slider wants to play with Kendrick Latchman.
Not at all. Slider coming down in weight definitely feels like he's the bigger, stronger fighter in this match.
But Latchman is so athletic. His very, very fluid movements here on his feet, throwing those jabs. This is what we waited to see here, is what can he do to stop that takedown.
Yeah, very nice job by Slider to duck under the punches of Latchman to initiate that clinch and get the takedown ultimately.
Latchman does a great job, though, to get back up. Nice knee there coming from Latchman.
Yeah, both guys trading knees on the clinch. Exactly what Latchman wants to do.
Get back to his feet.
Right back to his feet and avoid the clinch.
Again. Very nice stoppage there coming from Latchman as Sharkey is again looking, just simply taking him there, pulling on the leg and bringing him down using that wrestling.
Yeah, Sharkey really rushed in, put Latchman's back on the fence and got the takedown.
Latchman working to control those hands here.
Yeah, every once in a while Latchman throwing a short elbow, not doing a whole lot of damage with them.
But Slider is doing a great job here of locking up those legs of Latchman.
At this point, Slider's going to want to get Latchman's back off of the cage so he can't use the cage to get up.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes left in the round. Let's get these guys fired up. Let's keep it going.
It's like Latchman is fishing for a guillotine. Slider does a good job to defend that guillotine that Latchman is fishing for.
Sharkey is purely out wrestling Latchman here, who needs to try to wall walk up the cage or get out of this position. This is where those few extra pounds that you talked about could definitely come into play here.
Yes, Slider definitely seems to be a little bit stronger in the wrestling clinch position.
Latchman working for a triangle, it looked like here. Playing rubber guard.
He's going to need to get that left leg out
there
to
it
close
is.
the triangle. Slider wants to posture out of this.
Latchman working hard to pull it across. He may switch to that arm bar in this position.
He's got the head back down. The arm is almost over. Latchman needs to get the right arm over and pull down on the head and squeeze his legs together to finish this triangle. Good job by Slider to posture. He's out of danger a little bit here.
Latchman here is again working that triangle. Switching
Now
to an arm bar.
bar.
That's
15
deep.
seconds left.
15 seconds to try to finish it.
Back to the triangle.
What a way here to kick off that round. Now, how do you score that round here? Latchman spent a lot of time in control throwing those submissions.
Yeah, I give it to Latchman. Even though he was on his back, he threatened more to finish the fight. I thought Latchman did more damage on his feet. And then when they got on the ground, Latchman finally worked to that triangle position, at least threatening to finish the fight. Slider defended very well, though, but I'm going to give that round 10-9 to Latchman. but curious to see who that made more tired. Slider defending the triangle or Latchman locking in, squeezing with the legs.
Now we know that Kendrick Latchman has cardio for days, but being in that position and cranking as hard as he was, that can definitely burn your legs out.
Absolutely, especially against a little bit bigger fighter in Slider.
Here we go, round 2 of our main event of the evening. Again, still both fighters look very fresh. Latchman could be so elusive.
Yeah, Slider landed a couple good body kicks early in this round so far already.
Slider is throwing the haymaker here, trying to finish quickly.
See, Slider is leading with the big, wide punches. He's going to have trouble landing that on someone like Latchman. He needs to set those big punches up a little bit better.
Latchman is doing a good job here and opens up a cut underneath Slider's eye.
Exactly. That was a counter strike as Slider was coming in with big, wide, wild punches.
Latchman is doing a great job here of countering that with the jab. The jab can be a very underused tool here at MMA.
Exactly, and Latchman is using it very well. Latchman doesn't want to get over-aggressive and put himself into a clinch and into a takedown.
Latchman is doing a great job here at the movement.
Yeah, he's stalking Slider, but not being overly aggressive.
Oh,
Good
nice
left
shot
hand.
from Latchman.
I'd like to see Slider straighten out some of these big punches a little bit. Throwing everything really wide.
Yeah, Slider has definitely been going with that looping hand shot.
Yeah, everything's been looping so far, and Latchman is seeing them and countering them. But when you're throwing that wide and hard, it only takes one to land to change this fight.
Oh,
right to the cup.
Very low. Everybody saw that one.
Yeah, we heard that one.
Yeah, that was definitely on the cup. Again, Kendrick Latchman will get 5 minutes here to recover. Kendrick says he's ready to go. Now, could that be a ploy that he doesn't want to give Sharky any rest?
Absolutely, it could be. He feels like he's in a little better shape, making Slider work a little bit harder. He doesn't want to give him too much rest.
Because he is literally counter-punching Sharky to death here.
Exactly. That's exactly what he wants. He wants Slider coming in wild with punches so he can land sharp counter strikes. Big right hand from Slider.
Oh, again, here comes that wrestling of Sharky Slider, taking the back of Kendrick Latchman.
Body kick from Latchman, never a good idea when you're going against a wrestler. Latchman
We are
needs
down
to turn.
to 2 minutes remaining here in round 2.
Latchman's going to want to turn into Slider. He doesn't want to give that back. He needs to break the grip on the hands and turn into Slider.
This is not the position that Kendrick Latchman wants to be in. This is going to break him down with those knees. Nice shuck job there coming from Kendrick Latchman, who comes straight back at Slider. Oh, big hands there coming from Latchman. We have a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Looked like Latchman sensed a shot coming from Slider, kind of backed off for a second, made him reset.
1 minute left, folks. What about this fight? This is the Shamrock experience.
You know, in my opinion, this round is up for grabs. It's been a pretty close round so far.
Very much so. Latchman's counter-striking is doing great, but then we have the takedowns of Slider.
Exactly.
30 seconds remaining here in round 2.
Nice left hand from Latchman.
Oh, Kendrick Latchman with a back fist.
Both guys posturing a bit towards the end of here, the second round.
10 seconds remaining here in the round. Again, what a round here from both fighters.
Great round and literally as close as a round can be.
Now, if you were in the corner of Sharkey Slider, what is going through their mind right now?
You got to get the fight to the ground. You're winning the fight in the clinches. You got to put Latchman on the cage. But you need to straighten out your punches while you're doing it. The big wide shots are getting you countered.
As we can see here in our instant replay, every time that Slider throws that big looping hand, Latchman is able to counterpunch.
Exactly. Slider needs to straighten out the punches to land on Latchman. And at the very least, to close the distance, to put Latchman on the fence and work for a takedown.
Now, adversely, if you're in the corner of Kendrick Latchman, what are you telling him to do to finish this fight?
He's got to keep doing what he's doing. Keep the distance, keep the movement, keep short, crisp shots, short, crisp punches on the way. Do not close the distance for Slider.
Both of these fighters still look incredibly fresh. Nice show of respect, and here we go, third and final round.
Nice jab.
They're already opening up. Oh, big slide and takedown from Slider. This is not where Kendrick Latchman wants to be.
Nope, he's landing some short strikes here, but he needs to work to get up. This is the same position we were in the first round when Latchman ended up in the triangle position. Good job by Slider to get Latchman's back flat on the mat. He cannot strike as good with his back flat on the mat. When he had his back up against the cage, he was landing some nice short elbows on Slider.
Sharkey now has gone to pure wrestling to hold this position. He is in side control, though.
Yeah, Slider's going to want to do some damage from here or work for a submission. Just winning the round might be enough, it might not. You never want to leave it up to the judges if you're either of these fighters.
Definitely. Latchman trying to work here to get off of his back. Being flat on your back is definitely not where he wants to be.
No, he needs to be on his hip, on his side, or that back up against the cage would help him get up also.
If Latchman could make his way to the cage and start to wall walk, it would do him wonders, but Sharkey is being so heavy on top.
Yeah, Sharkey is conscious of the fact that Latchman is trying to get his back on the cage, keeps pulling him away.
Nice knee there from the bottom from Latchman. But still, he has got to do something to get out of this position. Sharkey is definitely playing his game here to finish the third and final round as we are halfway through round 3.
Slider could take the mount.
Oh, nice move there from Latchman to get back up.
Looked like a kick to the face from Latchman on a down Slider.
Latchman is definitely wanting now to stay away from that shot and do something. He's got to do something to finish this round heavy.
Oh, looks for a flying knee. Slider catches it nicely right into a takedown position. Latchman could throw some elbows from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last 2 minutes left. Here we go.
Latchman throwing short elbows, not a whole lot of steam on him though.
We've seen in numerous fights, though, where if they could get those hard elbows coming down, that can actually put his opponent out.
Absolutely. Elbows to the temple could knock you out in a second.
Latchman doing a good job here maintaining those heavy hips. Referee Mike Anglin separates them. Back at it. Here we go. Big kick to the body from Latchman.
Nice jab from Latchman. Latchman still wants to keep his distance. Slider can shoot for that takedown at any time.
And here it comes. Big takedown from Sharkey Slider with 1 minute remaining here in the fight.
Latchman got a little too flashy there, looking for the big knee. Put himself right into a takedown. Got a nice welting cut under the right eye of Slider. Slider needs to be careful keeping that head down. Latchman could throw up another triangle.
Latchman should be working for something right there. Latchman maintaining full guard, but there's only 20 seconds left. He has got to do something. Big axe kick there coming in the final seconds from Slider. Again with the axe kick. What a fight to close out the night here at Shamrock FC 272.
Excellent fight, and again, a very, very close fight for Kendrick Latchman.
Kendrick Latchman, very athletic with a big backflip off the cage. It's going to be a tough one in the judges' mind here today.
Yeah, you know, I gave Kendrick Latchman the first 2 rounds, and I gave Sharkey Slider the 3rd round. I can easily see the judges giving the fight to Slider. I also scored Latchman's last fight for him.
Exactly.
And the judges gave it to his opponent.
This is a very, very close match. I would not want to be a judge in this main event. Don't forget to check our website, shamrockfc.com, for all of the latest information. That's where you'll find out about the next fights coming up down at our website, shamrockfc.com. What a way to cap off the night here at Ameristar Casino in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, what an excellent, skillful, well-matched fight we just watched.
Big action coming from both fighters. I believe both fighters think they won.
As well they should. It was that close of a fight.
Very, very much so.
Going to be a tough loss for whoever loses it.
This was a hard-fought victory for whomever will take it. We are just waiting for the judges to render their decision.
You know, what a great fight, again, out of Kendrick Latchman and Sharkey Slider. Hats off to matchmaker Rob Doniker for matching such a fantastic main event. As we're just waiting for our judge's decision, I'm going to guess it's going to be, again, some sort of split decision. Such a close fight. Very well could have gone either way. Just depends on what you like in the judge's eyes. As we send it up to Stephen Bear for our announcement of the winner of our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give both of these fighters a big round of applause. Going to the scorecards this evening, Kevin Champion scores to about 29-28. Judge Fernando Marquez scores to about 30-27, and Marcus Danforth scores to about 29-28. Your winner by split decision, Sharkey Slyter.
Very nice win in a split decision for Sharkey Slider. as we send up to Jeremy Johnson with Sharky.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your main event winner, Sharkey Slider. Sharky, incredibly tough fight. Your wrestling took care of it there at the end, though. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Thank you everyone who came out tonight to support me. You guys are awesome. I have the best fans in Kansas City. I have the best fans in the world.
Now, I have a question for you. Kevin Gray took out Kendrick Latchman. How would you feel about your next fight being against Kevin Gray?
He's tough, man. I just want tough fights, and that's where I'm at. I want the toughest guy next. Kendrick was the toughest guy. I took him out. Who's next?
All right, guys. He said he'll do it. Our winner tonight, Sharkey Slider.
Great main event on a great night of fights here with Shamrock FC.